You know, and remember, when I first came to office, you know, people said, well, you're a big thinker. We don't care about big thinking. Fill the damn pothole. You know, you're a big thinker. You know, paint the sign. But you and I in this room know that it requires some big thinking. It requires being able to rise above the earthbound, the mundane, and the pedestrian, to at least have a vision and a strategy that will allow the everyday things we do to make sense, to fit into the mosaic. So here we are. Here we are with the capacity to leverage these resources. And I'm going to say this from this podium. I believe that based upon how Oakland has approached the stimulus and the fact that we are on the list of 3 cities that will gain visibility in helping this administration learn from the recovery effort, that this bodes well for significant additional federal monies that will come to Oakland. The point I want to make to you is that I believe history will record that at this moment we have indeed laid down the elements of a sustainable economic development plan, and we are creating the infrastructure upon which Oakland will rebound and will recover. Now, finally, a call to action. We've embarked upon a program, Get Oaklanders to Work, Jobs for Oaklanders. We have all these wonderful assets. We've rarely used them to the benefit of the residents of Oakland. Here's our great opportunity to do so. Now, I want you to know that we've engaged in a tremendous collaboration that has brought together you in the business community, the Oakland Unified School District, PIC, Laney College, Oakland Housing Authority, BART, the Port, other nonprofits, to streamline our effort, okay? Because we've been on the right track. Looking at our core strengths and our marketing going forward, we've looked at sectors. That's where we've had the increase. Our challenge has been, how do we then bring continuity between the supply and the demand? How do we make sure that our workforce meets the needs of our community going forward? So this Hire Oakland effort has been an effort to align the workforce with our projected sector employment expansions. And what we need is more of you to engage with us, to become part of this great collaboration, to hire people in Oakland. Now, there's some benefits. The tax credits that you can obtain, we've estimated that Oakland businesses on an annual basis have saved approximately $7 million in state taxes. So there are tax credits for reaching out to hire people in Oakland, particularly those who have barriers to employment. Now, let me go back to the county program that was part of the stimulus effort, federal dollars to the county down. It's called wage subsidy. You as employers, if you hire a person that has barriers to employment, this program will reimburse you 80% of their wages from the date you hire them to September 30th, 2010. So you got some months. Get started quickly, and 80% of that salary will be, you will recover. Also, Social Security, Medicare, etc. 80% of those benefits will be reimbursed to you through this federal program administered by the county, collaborated in with us to the benefit of residents of Oakland. That could reach somewhere between $40 and $60 million. Okay? So I want you to step up. Let's take it to another level. Let's engage in this incredible effort to hire Oakland residents. Now, let me put this in a little different context as well. Cities can handle their problems in more than one way. You can gentrify. Just run everybody that you don't want out. You run them out economically, you can run, many ways. And some cities have actually done that, so that their statistics begin to look very different in relationship to ours because they've gentrified. But here in Oakland, we have embraced our diversity because we recognize that it is strengthening and empowering to embrace our diversity. And that's not just cultural and ethnic diversity, it's economic diversity. But I would like the people on the low end to not be so diverse. I want them to come up. I want them to be part of the quality of life of our community, to be able to send their kids to school, to be able to have dreams, to be able to go forward, do all of those things. Well, in Oakland, we have accepted a greater challenge than some other cities. We chose, now there was a time when I looked at Oakland, it looked like we were beginning to go down that road toward gentrification. But I'm glad we stopped, because on our watch we said, no, we're not going to kick the can down the road. And if we stand there and deal with men and women who are reentering our community from correctional institutions, who we push to the margins and the shadows of life, that's a challenge, and it means hard work. If we've accepted that there are people who are poor in our community that we must deal with, that's a challenge. If we deal with the fact that they're, almost time, okay. I don't get this chance very often. That we accept that great challenge. So understand that as we go forward, this is what we're doing. I can look at some cities who used to have funk. They had a black community, they had a Latino community, they had an Asian community. Wait a minute, look like I'm starting to rock a little bit. But in Oakland, we decided no, that the beauty of Oakland lies in all of that. So we must accept a greater challenge. Finally, I want to thank my distinguished colleagues who are elected officials for their help along the way. I want to take this moment to single out an incredible staff of people. You in Oakland need to know that you have an extraordinary group of people here. They're not just nameless, faceless bureaucrats. That's not true. These are bright people who just wanted an opportunity to show their talent, to show their skill, to show their ingenuity, to show their creativity. They've worked night and day and weekends to make us qualify for millions of dollars with very little thanks. But I want to take this opportunity to thank them. I want to thank all of you in this room for your participation. I want to thank every single one of the chambers of maintaining steadfastness. Continue to be optimistic. Cynics don't change the world, but people who are hopeful truly do change the world. And I want to thank all of you. Lastly, I want to single out Joe Haraberta for a moment. Where are you, Joe? He left. Well, I was going to, no, let me just say thank Joe Haraberta and the chamber, because they have done a yeoman job of keeping the whole concept of the Oakland Partnership alive and well. Again, thank you for investing in Oakland. Thank you for caring about Oakland. And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.